Yo, hey guys, it's your boy, Skibs. What's going on? This is just gonna be me wanting to establish and what side I'm on and talk about this. More importantly, just establish that I don't want to be silent anymore. Because a lot of times, with these events going on beforehand, I never said anything. I always just stood by the sidelines and just hoped that things would get better. But I realized that staying silent is a part of the problem. I'm a part of the problem by doing that, and I don't want to stay silent anymore. I want to show that I have a voice, and I want to show that voice, and I want to make sure that people know what side I am on given these current circumstances. So this is just gonna be a long, drawn-out video that I'm gonna post later. This might be edited because I'm not good with one takes, and I don't want you guys hearing me like fumble and like stutter all the time. So I'll try my best, but do keep that in mind. So I guess where do I start? I want to establish first and foremost that as I may not be black, and by default, so by default, I will never fully understand the struggles and the hardships that you guys endure. But I do want to show that although I'm not black, I still am on your side. I support you guys full and through. And I'm not saying that to save face. I genuinely do mean it. First and foremost, I just want to talk more so about the protests. I am in support of the protests going on. In terms of the violence and in terms of some of the violence, even if it was mostly instigated by undercover cops and other miscellaneous people, I don't understand the looting and destruction of the small-owned businesses, especially the black-owned businesses. That is not okay. But overall, with these protests, I am in full support of it. I may not agree too much with the violence because at the end of the day, I do think peace is does send a stronger message. But although I may not agree with it, I understand it. I can acknowledge that because of these riots, because of this sort of violent outcry in a sense, it's getting the message clear. Along that lines, the whole all lives matter shit. Please just shut the fuck up with that shit. We get it. Of course, all lives do matter. Absolutely. But the whole point of BLM, the whole point of Black Lives Matter is to show and to make people acknowledge that black lives matter. They also do matter. They are also human lives, and they are also a part of us. So, by acknowledging Black Lives Matter, you are also acknowledging that all lives matter. So stop with this all lives matter stuff. Just trying to discredit the whole movement. Just trying to discredit the whole ideology and the whole significance of it. Because it's not helping. It just isn't. When you acknowledge that Black Lives Matter, you acknowledge that all lives matter. But it starts with Black Lives Matter, first and foremost, in this particular circumstance, especially. And also, just to get out of the way, this isn't a political issue. I know some people don't want to talk about this because, they don't want to talk about politics. They don't want to get involved in that stuff. But the more I realized, this isn't a political issue. This is a human rights issue. And they're not the same thing. So, you can't hide that under the guise of a political stance. This is a human rights issue. And people need to see that and acknowledge that. At this point, I'm done with this whole good cop, bad cop shit. At this point, I just can't fucking trust police anymore. I'm done with cops. There needs to be an outcry demanding that they acknowledge the corruption in their system and to have a proper, complete reform of the whole system. Because this is getting fucking ridiculous. Literally, beforehand, with the first autopsy of George Floyd, they were trying to hide it under the guise of it actually wasn't a murder. It was, he died due to some sort of pre-existing conditions or some shit. That right there is complete and utter bullshit. That's complete and utter fucking bullshit. That right there shows that they did not give a fuck about that man's life. They were trying their best to, help that cop, to make that cop look good, to make the whole public police look good, and not give a single shit about the fact that he murdered someone, that he murdered a black man. So I'm glad, actually, that his family did a private second autopsy which confirmed that it was indeed a homicide, that it was indeed a murder. Whatever the case, I want this man to suffer. I want this man to go to jail, and I want all cops involved in his murder to suffer the consequences. All right, last thing I want to talk about, this is going to sort of wrap things up, I don't want to keep this too long, is that, I've donated what I could to about 3 organizations: the Minnesota Freedom Fund, the Black Visions Collective, and the George Floyd's Memorial Fund. Because I want to show that I really do care about this movement. Every black person in my life has been nothing but a positive influence, and I want to give back. I want to show that I support you guys, I support the movement, and I want to give back. So I'm going to also provide a link below, to like a sort of master link to show ways that you can help. So by all means, if you can, and if you want to help in any way, even if you're not protesting, there's still other ways that you can help. So just click the link, and it'll show you what you can do. Thanks so much for watching this video. Rest in peace, George Floyd. My heart goes out to his family and, of course, the safety protesters. Peace.